what can we really expect? They team to work perfectly in tandem together, especially after they've built up such a fascinating dynamic. And after years of training arduously with no real equipment, having one match, losing horribly, now getting to play again on a court with people. Our boys are battling for their own place in this team. Should be fun. Gotta protect that clock. We know they got here early to practice, but focus on working together and training rather than and we've faced his intimidating face before. Are you actually going to be able to... Did he take off his shoes to sneak here, or was that just, the usual courtesy? So, being subtle wasn't part of his forte. But if they didn't train, didn't practice, didn't get ready in any manner, wouldn't that be more damning? And when we actually get the team together and they're playing, will we actually still infighting between them? Will they actually manage to bounce off each other quite nicely? Of course, this wouldn't be any sort of sport with some sort of drama between teammates. Especially when emotions and tensions run high. You keep your eye on the task in front of you. Do what you want to do, Setter. Set some up. They're gonna lose horribly. So he's more of a dead weight in his eyes. So he just needs to make himself essential. He is... Right, all the evidence. He's really trying to min-max everything, get the best he can out of the matches by... Oh no. Actually, being a... Say the other team members are a deficit. some actual advice rather than just yelling at him saying, "You're doing it wrong! You're shit!" Well then... But when it worked... There wasn't any real sense of practice or camaraderie. He was just a outlier. And this is what you get. He almost got over his problems right there. For a split second he was happy. But so you saw him as some sort of obstacle to overcome there. Trying to get both of them. Hearing that he thinks so highly of him. How much will it hurt him to admit that's what he feels? Yep. Yeah, it takes both of them to think that way, though. Nope, he moved quickly. Didn't even listen to the end of the conversation. Getting rid of some warm-ups. Well, he's raring to go, isn't he? I like how they've actually drawn it so the bag is flopping around. He's ever so slightly starting to open up. Miss. Miss. Yes. Ah. He just hit a bottle. It didn't even hit it cleanly. Does it need that kind of celebration? Huh? Any particular reason why they turn up later than anyone else? And one taking a deep bow. So there's extra weight on his shoulders. Kind of understand why he was not wanting to pass to him then if it's gonna ruin his future. He said not to call him that. Yes, his usually nicknames aren't created by yourself. Boat Black. True, but it's also a good idea to have a little, at least, information on who you're going up against. His reaction speeds need a... Not really advice that needs stating. Also, help if he kept his eyes open. Not really much of a reason to not be completely stressed out by the situation. Huh? Was there a... There's eyes of determination in that one. Damn it! Well, they are moving around a lot. That's a face. First years. That's pretty tall, especially for average Japanese height. Because his grades aren't that good. But for them, don't say that you're going to just let them. Then they would get even more pissed there. Well, that's some interesting backstory being set out there. Any reason why he's being shown off to be so antagonistic? Did they just stop playing with him? No, we're not going to do it anymore. Well, so much for their practice. Good hops. Huh. The fact that he can put out... He's saying that, but he backed off pretty quickly. And especially if they're going to have to be part of the club together for a while. Not the best feat to start off on. Okay, Tadashi. I mean, yeah, they've given them extra reason why they need to win now, not just for to be on the team, but a bit of personal dignity. Well, it says no reason. That is, to his knowledge, no reason. Everyone's got their own story of why they're doing things. Everyone is fighting through their own little demons, so it might not be so small. The fact that he trains so hard for what seems to be little return. Just the amount of effort he's putting in is making the others think a little highly of him, even if his schoolwork suffers. So I didn't quite expect just a montage. But getting useful advice, I'm sure the girls' teams and whatnot probably helped him out in some respect, but didn't have the same kind of intensity, that might be the word, between the other guys here. And of course it stops raining. He doesn't seem too upset about being late though. Pretty much, well, all the time since they started. Only really sleep breaks, bathroom breaks, and I guess going home at some point. Pain is temporary. I mean, when he gets knocked down, straight back up again. And with a will to continue. Is he starting to warm up to him? Ooh. And like what he was saying to his teammates during the first thing. Don't let up just because it seems like you're winning. That's what he's been waiting for. Years in the making. You think? Although it's probably best to not completely wear himself out. You've been staring for a while. You're right. Swallow. Otherwise you're going to have to clear up the court. At least you can wipe down the wood quite easily. Mm-hmm. Everything is a competition. And at least he arrived on time this time. But he knows what he's doing. And together they might actually be able to get something accomplished. All he has to do is get over that being called king. If it distracts him during the match. The thing is, with most things, the physical battle on the court isn't the only thing out there. The psychological one. And they have quite an easy in by calling him king. And the fact that he pushes himself further than anything, really, to the point of making himself throw up. You have to kind of respect that, although probably not something I'd want to emulate. Even if they lose here, that's not really the point. I think they're going to be held to the conditions, but they'll probably hold themselves to it. But the whole point was getting them to work together, realise that you don't have to be enemies. There doesn't have to be the animosity. In fact, it probably isn't the best thing if you're going to try and work together. The whole, I'm not going to toss anything to you because you're not worth it, kind of the reason why you're in this mess in the first place. And sure, the other guy kind of has a point. The little team game thing going on, start of the year practice, probably shouldn't have so much intensity on it, but as we were told, something went on during the preliminaries. Got something to prove now, hasn't he? And with the other one, after so long, getting his chance and losing, who's he to say that what they are going through doesn't matter? And with only a day left and practically no time for any more montage, we best be ready for a grand old match. With hopefully more than a single point being scored. Also, I think more than anything, we might want to see more of just that happy little face. But with us being slowly drip-fed more characters, trying to ignore the ones that are in the ending and opening, seeing the entire team be brought together piece by piece is going to be the rewarding part. And hopefully there won't be the same kind of struggles just getting them working together. Time will tell, though. Hopefully they'll keep things on the court instead of this back and forth bickering, putting each other down. Still fun to see. Still a lot of one-upsmanship. If you liked it, let me know down below. Leaving a comment and a like greatly helps me and the channel. Subscribing, make sure you don't miss out. And if there's one thing we want, it's probably more Haikyuu. So, get yourself some rest. Don't wear yourselves out. See you in the next one. If you want the perfect pass, just have a look at my patrons, because they are setting me up for victory at every turn. And although there's no prizes or tournaments to win, there's plenty of enjoyment to be had watching anime. So, I need to thank Sal, Electric Ant, Arthea, Noku, Raywin, Shiwan, Mecha, Matt, Stinsfire, Jennifer Rojas, Girly, 1234W, Kite, Saltytron, Cardboard, Dark Shadow 7899, Jim Ace, Maurizio Lascano and everyone else, because with you here, we may not have to practice in the hallway.